Well, hello, everyone. This is Bob Roton, and welcome to Northaven Voices. And I am so excited today to be visiting with Sherry and Bobby Meeks.
Thanks, Bob. We're
My
happy
dear
to
friends.
see your face.
It's so good to see you guys as well. So why don't we just start with how y'all surviving COVID, besides beating each other up?
We are bored and boring. We have had a few little get-togethers with friends outside, socially distanced, and it's so funny that afterwards we seem to sleep better that night than we've slept in weeks, just being around our friends. And he has a new hobby.
Oh, what would that hobby be? Yeah.
We have a little balcony at our condo. It is now a jungle out there. He's planting plants and
poor guy.
Like vegetables or
No.
Flowers.
Annuals. No.
And he's even got a hummingbird showing up. We've got honeybees showing up. So yeah.
Y'all brought nature to your floor.
It's the most attention this little balcony has ever had.
Well, there you go. There you go. You brought God to your neighborhood,
right.
to your patio. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So why don't you, whoever starts, it could be. Let's start with you, Sherry. Why don't you tell us a little about who you are? I know you're retired,
Okay.
but tell us about your background.
Okay, I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. My dad was a cop and my mom was a homemaker and a 5'3" powerhouse. And I graduated from the University of Memphis and moved to Dallas in 1967 to become a flight attendant for Braniff Airways.
Yay, Brandon.
Betty Boyer.
That's right.
Yeah. I have one brother who this past weekend has been celebrating. This is my baby brother now. I just have one. Celebrating his 70th birthday and the end of a year of cancer treatments. And he's doing so well. So what a great celebration.
Well, that's wonderful, Sherry. I'm glad to hear that. I knew you had, when the last time we were together, you were sharing the word.
Yes.
So
we've had him on the prayer list at Northaven. So
good.
He's doing really well. So
what a blessing. Good to hear. Good to share that. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And Bobby, how about you? Before retirement.
I'm also from Memphis. Did not know her until just, 12, 13 years ago. But my mother was a happy housewife. She had 4 kids, and we were all under the age of 5. My father was a special troop train conductor in World War II. And unfortunately, our father was killed by a drunk driver on Christmas Eve, 1945.
Oh.
So kind of changed things for us, and it was the women of the family that stepped in. One of Daddy's aunts moved in with us. Daddy's sister, big part of helping raise us. We lived in a little 2-bedroom house with as many as 9 people in there.
Wow.
Your mom worked 6 days a week?
She had to go to work 6 days a week.
Wow.
So it was different. We, of course, miss things, missing a father, but there's going to be a lot of people watching this that missed being raised by a bunch of wonderful women. And they were fantastic women.
I bet they were. Yeah.
They're all gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What was your profession? What did you do?
Well, I did several things when I got out of the Navy.
Okay.
That didn't help much. And I got a job in a laboratory with a large chemical company. Loved doing that, absolutely. Worked my way up to finally becoming the director of quality assurance and was given the honor of being called a chemist.
Oh, wow.
And that led me into the corporate world.
But your favorite job, one of them, was who you retired from.
Yes. You don't want me to go through all the jobs in all the cities.
Well, what is your favorite job that you retired from then? So,
Well, I moved from Louisville to Chattanooga, Tennessee, to North Carolina coastal plain, the great state of Delaware, Maryland, and back to Collierville, Tennessee, where I joined the county school system, 50 school system, and became the overseer of the servers. I actually bought the first server for that school system.
A geek.
yeah. So we've got a hostess, a geek, a chemist. Wow.
That's right. That's right.
I was best at geeking.
I think you were.
Yes, it was.
Geeking.
No, I loved every place I lived, and so many friends, and it was a good trip.
Good. Now, y'all have been together how long now? I know y'all just celebrated.
11 years.
Married 11 years.
Because I remember, and that was back about, when did you celebrate your 11th year? I saw it on Facebook.
August 1st. Yeah.
It was recent. I thought it was recent.
Yes.
Congratulations. Exciting.
Yeah. Never expected that.
Shake your head. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I know. Tell us what brought you to Northaven.
Betty Boyer.
But first, she brought me to.
And I drug him with me. Yeah. I grew up in the Methodist Church in Memphis. My parents were very active, and my brother and I were always active. But when I moved to Dallas, I pretty much stopped going to church and didn't for about 40 years. And then after my husband died, I started volunteering at the stew pot of First Presbyterian Church downtown, and got to know the minister there. And so I started visiting at First Presbyterian. It just felt like the time in my life when I needed that. And at the same time, Betty Boyer, who had grown up in the Methodist Church, had started visiting Northaven. And as much as we talked and as often as we were together, we never talked about that. And one night we were having dinner, and she said, I just want to tell you that last Sunday I joined Northaven United Methodist Church, and I'm going to invite you one time, and I'll never mention it again. So one Sunday I said, okay, I think I need to go with you. So I did, and then I went and met with Eric, and he said, why now? And I said, well, my husband died and I have cancer. And he said, I think it is a good time for you to join the church. So, yes. So that was 13 years ago. So.
Oh, well, I know that you've been a blessing for Tim and I, because we
we love y'all.
We love getting to church and seeing you guys, and the hugs. I love
and the hugs. Boy, we miss those hugs, don't we?
I miss the hugs. So
I miss the hugs. Yes.
Blessing to get to know you guys, because you've been very. I don't know if I can't find the word right now, but we just love being there, seeing you guys and your support.
Well, you know, Betty mentioned volunteering in setting up the coffee and everything in those days, and that was a great way to meet people. And Bob and I did it for 6 years or 7 years, I think, and it was a great way to meet people.
Yeah. I know that was a big service you guys did because I know it was a big thing. Everybody loved it. When I said, and right before the COVID thing, that's what we wanted to do with the breakfast.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, and every week, Bob either made pimento cheese or egg salad.
I know.
People still argue over which is their favorite.
So when we open up again, we will have a breakfast, and you will bring pimento cheese and egg salad.
And egg salad. There you go. There you go.
So get prepared.
That is a deal, actually.
Yeah, and I know you guys are very involved with Stew Pot, right? Both
Right.
of them.
Right.
What
I have been volunteering there for over going on 16 years, and I miss it so much. I did the mail every Tuesday, and I miss seeing those people that I've gotten to know over the years. And Bob works in the computer lab, and he helps the clients get email addresses, do online job search, do resumes. So important. And they just can't have volunteers there now. So we haven't been since March. And I wonder how many of those people we'll never see again.
Oh, wow.
I worry about them.
It's scary what's happening, and there's more and more people are going to be in the streets for sure. And
Yes.
Service. That's my fear, And
Yeah. Fortunately, the homeless population has not had a huge outbreak of COVID. And part of it is because they're in such an isolated group. They're not around most people. They're just pretty much around their group. So I guess that's a blessing in some strange way.
And sleeping outside.
And sleeping outside. And
that's true. Well, I know I have referred so many people to Stew Pot because they could get IDs, they could get
yes, exactly.
Email, the mail, they can get mail.
Yes.
Happen to get engaged so they can get other services. So
right.
Wonderful.
And we've become friends with the caseworkers and the people that work there, especially one of the caseworkers is a dear friend of ours, and they are still trying to do all these things, and we worry about her being exposed, of course.
Lacey.
Yeah, Lacey. So
Nancy.
yeah, and but anyway, we worry about them too. But it's so essential, so essential.
It is essential, and it is very essential. So, what do you want to say about Bobby that he didn't share about himself? Or
well, I never expected to get married again after my husband died. And the first thing about him that made us connect was he made me laugh.
Oh.
So that was very refreshing. He is a very kind-hearted person, very kind, and has been his whole life. Love sharing his affection with especially older people. Mm. Now, we are the older people, but
I'm right there with you. So.
But that's something I love about him.
Yeah. And Bobby, what would you say about Sherry?
Watch it.
That I didn't know.
Whatever you want to say.
Careful.
I got to choose my words.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Well, you know her.
I do know her.
You love her.
I love her. Mm-hmm.
I do too.
It's hard not to love the two of you guys, I tell you.
Well, thank you. We feel the same about y'all.
Right. So it's great. So, besides working at Stew Pot, now that you're retired, what have else y'all been doing with your time? What? Let's take COVID out. This is prior to COVID.
Okay. We love to travel and had some of the most wonderful trips together in our time together. First was my goddaughter got married in Mexico, and we went down for that. And we went to Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Park on an absolutely glorious trip, one of the best trips of my life.
No,
And then 5 years ago, we went to Rome for 10 days with his brother Doug and his wife Blair that we're very close to. And it was very special, very special.
I know.
Like to travel.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about where we always go every summer?
Well, first I had been to Guatemala with the church.
Oh, yeah.
That was 6 years ago, maybe.
Uh-huh.
I think, but anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
One thing that's happened every July 1st weekend is a family reunion in the Allegheny Highlands of Virginia.
Oh.
It's property that my sister-in-law inherited. It's about 130 acres on a crystal clear river. Just fantastic. We missed this year. We have been having this family reunion for 50 years.
Wow. That's impressive. 50 years.
It's wonderful. It's
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But boy, did we miss them all this year.
I know.
All of his nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews love Uncle Bob. So
I know I've seen some of the pictures of holding the babies and holding the boys. It's so
Yep.
That's something really dear to both of us.
Yeah.
The family reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of loss going on this time around.
There is.
We're experiencing so, but hopefully we'll, I have faith that we'll get through this,
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
And we can, I know I just went to see my daughter and her boyfriend over the weekend. We did, and it was just great to see them,
I know. I saw some pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was great.
Connected is safe, but it's like, you just don't know how much, it's just so much, you just embrace every moment that you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because you don't know when the next one's going to get to happen.
Yeah. If you read the news, it's scary. So,
Yeah.
So what are you most grateful for?
Health, for one thing. I'm grateful for my family. I have a wonderful family. I have 2 nieces that I'm very close to. I have 2 goddaughters that I'm very close to. And my family has a new baby. Well, she'll be 2 in December, but she has completely taken over my family. So, but she is so precious, and we're all so excited to have her. But we're also, I know you feel the same way, we're so grateful for our friends here in Dallas that we are so close to, and they are our family here. So we're very grateful for all of them.
You want to add to that, Bobby?
Well, I couldn't count all my nieces and nephews, and they're all over the country.
Yeah.
The country.
Yeah.
And when do I get to see them? Family reunion.
Yeah. We're missing them.
Thank God for pictures and memories right now.
Yeah, I know.
Talking about it,
And Facebook.
And smiling when we talk about it.
I know.
It's important to remember all that. So
Yes.
it is very important. So, how has your life been different than what you expected?
For me, I would say I graduated from college. I was going to teach school. I wanted to teach first grade, and but I really wanted to be a flight attendant. So when I got the chance, I took it, and for about the first year that I was flying, my dad would say, "When are you going to move back to Memphis and teach school like you studied to do?" And then they took their first free trip to South America and quit asking. So
How to shut you up.
they took advantage of the free passes and all that. So that was wonderful. Yeah, they quit asking when I was going to move back and teach. So yeah.
You did it for how many years did you?
32 years.
Wow.
2 years. Yeah.
That was always with Braniff the whole time?
Yeah. Well, no. Braniff folded in 82. And then I went to work for Piedmont that I had never even heard of.
Oh, that's right.
Coast, and that became U.S. Air. And then I retired when I was 55 because my husband was ill and I needed to retire. So I get my tiny little retirement check from American because that's who they are now. So, yeah.
As I said with Betty, that was the first airline I flew with Brandon.
Yes, I heard you say that. We had a great time. We had a great time. Yeah. Oh, I'm not telling stories.
Oh, you're not going to tell any? Nope. I thought I kept coming that way, thinking.
I know. She warned me.
So, Bobby, how has your life been different than what you expected?
I didn't expect a whole lot. I was not a big planner. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like my older brother, who's a year older, he said, I'm going to be a minister when he was 10 years old.
That's what he said?
And he just followed that, and he's got 2 PhDs. A younger brother went through and became a Methodist minister. Our little sister married a very successful doctor and was in Atlanta. But things just kind of fell in place with the becoming a chemist in the corporate world here and there. It's turned out quite well.
I have to tell you one story about his mother.
Okay.
I never got to know his mother, but here she was with 4 little children, and they went to church every Sunday, and you sat on the second row.
Yeah, and she worked 6 days.
And she worked 6 days a week. So they went to church on Sunday together, and they would all sit on the second row.
It's a large church.
Yeah. And people would come up and say, Mrs. Meeks, the nursery is open if you want to take your children. And she said, I work 6 days a week. Sunday is my day with my children, and we're going to sit here together.
Oh, my God.
I love that story.
Beautiful. I love that story, too. No wonder you have a smile when you talk about the ladies that raised you.
That's right.
That's cool. That's touching.
It is. It is.
So how would you want to be remembered?
Me, basically, he was a nice guy.
I would like for people to think that I cared and I acted on that. So, I guess that's it. Yeah. That I cared.
Well, you do, and we feel it. You are a nice guy. We know it. And just seeing you guys' faces today has just been a blessing for me. And I thank you for all you've done for North Haven, all the support. You guys support Black Tie. You support, the greeting and on and on and on. And when we were together, you did the communion.
That's right. We miss all of those things. I have to tell you that I love seeing the Black Tie video of North Haven. So that was really good. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate taking the time. And
thank you, Bob. Give Tim a hug for us.
I sure will. Love you guys. You take good care.
I've got more stories about the Methodist Church when we have a little more time.
Well, we'll have another interview. We'll call it More Stories About Methodist.
That's right.
Episode 2.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Bob. We miss you. All
We'll see
right. Love
See
you.
you, Bobby.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.